You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days fans. Oh my gosh, there is so much to unpack in this new promo that debuted at Day of Days. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. We have a lot to talk about. Please subscribe if you're not following us. I'm going to be talking a little faster because there is so much to talk about and I don't want to make this a super long video. So the promo was just excellent, I think. Let's dive right in. There's about 50-ish scenes in this 2-minute, 20-second promo. Lots to cover. I'm going to kind of chunk it together by important topics and dates and milestone events. I'm not taking it in the order of the promo. Some of the stuff is coming soon. A couple of scenes happened just before Day of Days, and some are not going to happen until next year. So first off, let's talk about the, I think, 6 or so segments of the promo that either already happened this week, or happened very, very soon. One of them is Chad asking Abigail, "Where's my wife?" That already happened. And then we have Jada with her gun out in Vivian and Phillip's Salem Inn room. That happens this week. She's there to find Vivian after Kate called and alerted her to the parole violator being in town. And then we have Rafe and Jada busting in the door at his house and saying, "Guess what? We're engaged." That also happens this week. And then this next scene happens soon. We have Brady telling somebody, "My father's missing." And then we have Marlena with Steve, and they are at Shane Donovan's office. And she says, "I want to know where my husband is." And then we have Patch talking to Andrew Donovan saying, "I'm looking for John." Marlena is at her office and she says, "I don't know what I'll do if anything happens to him." And that should be happening next week. So now this is an exciting, really exciting segment of these scenes that I've pulled together. New couples and reunions of former couples. There's about 10 of these scenes. So new couple alert, Ava and Brady kissing at his parents' place. We have Belle Black back in town. She tells Marlena, "Now I get to figure out who I am without Sean." So that divorce is done. They're over. And we have a reunion of a barely started couple, which is EJ and Belle. And he says to her, "You think I'm sweet, do you?" She throws a glass of water in his face, and then immediately they start making out, and then they are hitting the sheets. If you remember, EJ and Belle were just going somewhere as a couple when Martha Madison got hit by that mass firing that has been blamed on Albert Alar. She was very upset because they basically were going to push her so far to the back burner. She was teetering off the back of the stove and she left. So I'm super excited she's back, super excited to see her with EJ. A reunion of another former couple, Gabi and JJ. She asks if he wants to spend the night with her and he says yes. They are making out, taking it to the bedroom. If you recall, they dated from 2015 to 2017. They split because he had a drunken one-night stand with Lonnie. Another blast from coupledom past is Phillip and Stephanie. He tells her he is dying to kiss her again, and then they do, and Alex is there watching. He's not very happy. They are kissing at a New Year's Eve party at the DiMera mansion. If you remember, Phillip and Stephanie, back when it was a different Stephanie, they were engaged back in, it was like 2009, 2010, I believe. They were very much in love, but had a very soapy split before her character left Salem for a while. And also we have Alex and Stephanie, and he's trying to recouple with her. He's telling her she's the only one for him at the hospital set. And then there's a scene of them kissing at the bistro. So either it's one guy after another, or we're about to have Alex and Phillip and Stephanie love triangling, but there's no dates on the clip, so it's hard to say the order of all this. Also reunited are Tate and Holly. He tells her he loves her, so they're back on at some point, despite him sleeping with Sophia. Another new couple, Leo tells Javi he hasn't felt like this in a really long time. They are kissing in his room. And now let's talk about celebrations. Now these, I had a better idea of when they are occurring because there's decor in the background that helps you sort things out. So we have Thanksgiving at the Brady pub. Roman is unseen, but he's at the near end. Bonnie and Justin and Alex and Stephanie and Patch and Kayla and Maggie and Kate and Phillip are all there for Thanksgiving. Sarah and Xander are dancing with a Christmas tree in the background. And guess what? She is on her feet, actually dancing. Dr. Wolf's cure makes it to her, and she is cured. Her paralysis is gone. The chair's aside. Yay. Eli, Lonnie, and the twins are back. It looks like they are there for Christmas and New Year's Eve at Paulina's place. Jada and Belle are dancing around the DiMera living room. Christmas tree in the background. Lots of black and silver balloons. Looks like the New Year's Eve party the DiMeras are throwing. Paulina is at Stephanie's apartment and says, someone told me there's a party. And she's got champagne. There's lots of pink stuff. Maybe it's like an engagement or a bridal shower for Jada, since she and Stephanie are besties. And then we've got Patch and Kayla kissing, celebrating their anniversary at their house. Their first wedding was in July 22nd, so I know it wasn't then, but they got remarried Valentine's Day 2017. So I suspect this clip comes in February of 2025. We've got Brady toasting with champagne at an outdoor event of some type. And then you see other people there: Marlena, Carrie Brady, Belle Black, Will Horton. These are the scenes that should be in June. That's when I know Carrie Brady is back and that Will Horton is back. They are not dressed like it's a funeral, but it could be a celebration of life. But there's no context. And, you know, that's about the time that they may be saying goodbye to Drake Hogestyn's character. So Xander and Phillip are high-fiving excitedly in the Kiriakis living room. It'd be nice if they teamed up. They're celebrating something. And then we have Kate and Abe celebrating and toasting at the soap office, saying, long may she live. Don't know who that's for. Leo is saying to a new character, I'll tell you more about this guy in a moment. He says, all you really need to know is we tell love stories. So he's probably talking about the soap. And Chanel tells Johnny she still wants to have a baby when they're sitting in town square. Johnny's excited. Let's have a baby. So they are celebrating this. It looks like warm weather, spring. There's flowers around. His hair is shorter, so I'm guessing spring 2025. All right. Now we have funeral and sadness and a new guy in town. There's another 10 scenes to talk about. Jack tries to wake up Doug at the Horton house. Julie is screaming no as Jack is reaching for her. Julie is saying he can't be gone. Lonnie is hugging Julie, and then Eli is holding Julie and asking Grandma, what can I do? Jennifer Horton is there hugging her and telling her that she loves her. And then we have a scene of Hope Brady at Doug's grave saying, Daddy, you will always be in my heart. Maggie is in the town square. She sees Marie Horton and says, as I live and breathe. She is back for Doug's funeral and the 15,000th episode. So all these scenes happen between now and December 4th when his funeral occurs. Jennifer Horton gasps. Jack is stunned. Lucas is too, because Sierra Brady is back. And she got that metal box open finally. And Lucas is like, you opened it? And she goes, yeah, let's see what's in this thing. If you had forgotten about the metal box, it's been around for a while. I think it was it found up in the fireplace? It was someplace strange. And then the new guy that I mentioned. So Julie is at Doug's grave, and this young guy approaches her, cute guy, leather jacket, and Julie says, who are you? He doesn't answer. That is Peyton Meyer. He is a former Disney kid. He is a real cutie. You may know him if you, depending on how old you are, or if you have kids or grandkids that watch Disney movies. He is a real cutie. Maybe he is, a great grand offspring of Doug somehow. I mean, heck, he could be reincarnated Doug. It is days. So, nothing is off the table. All right. We have 3 little clips tied to the fake Abby mess. Leo is very adamant to Chad. She was lying about her identity. It sounds like Chad might be softening on Kat, and Leo doesn't want him to. We have Kat reunited with her baby sister, Felicia, who is excited to know her sister's back. Remember, she didn't recognize her before because of her facial plastic surgery. She doesn't look like herself. And then we have angry Jen and Jack, and they are glaring at Kat. This looks like it's the same day that Doug passes away. And Jen says, if you had any self-respect, you'd walk out that door and never come back. And then she slaps Kat hard across the face. That is coming, as I said, very soon, because Doug's funeral is December 4th for that 15,000th episode. So within the spoilers, it looks like maybe next week. So, all right, some shockers. 7 shocking scenes, including a blast from the evil twin past, a big return of a fan favorite, and a shooting. Fake Rafe seems to be back. Rafe's jaw drops in the DiMera living room as he sees his doppelganger. You remember that guy, Arnold Finnegan? He was put in Rafe's place by Stefano and EJ while Rafe was hospitalized for a car accident, and fake Rafe was supposed to break up Sami and Rafe's marriage. And it looks like this is all what leads to this next piece coming out, something Johnny doesn't know about his origin story. Or Johnny is saying to Roman, that guy's a rapist. And I'm guessing they're talking about fake Rafe, because if you're sleeping with somebody who thinks you're someone else, technically that's rape. And then Roman says, so is EJ DiMera, in a disgusted voice. And then fan favorite Sami Brady is back, and she tells Johnny, you deserve to know where you come from. And then Johnny is raging at EJ and said, the only reason I exist is that my father raped my mother. And he punches EJ in the face while Chanel looks on in shock. And speaking of shocks, EJ is at his desk in the DiMera living room and says, what are you doing? Because it's somebody he obviously knows. And EJ is shot in the chest, slumps over onto the floor. Chad tries to talk to him as he's lying there bleeding on the rug. We also have shutdowns, a kidnapping, secrets, lies, and a harrowing fall in the promo. Stephanie tells Alex that Salem University Hospital is going to shut down. Kayla is so stressed out about it and tells Stephanie that Tom Horton would be rolling over in his grave. Ava is tied to a chair. She's talking to Kristen and says, there's someone here. And Kristen says, who? And then she's looking behind her. Maybe they were both kidnapped. And Bonnie walks into the open elevator shaft as Alex is screaming, Bonnie. Remember they had that shaft open for Marlena to film the death scene that Hattie would not. And Justin is saying that my wife's fall wasn't an accident when he's talking to JJ and Sean. So yes, Sean Douglas Brady is back as well, although he's broken up with Belle right now. Kate tells Sarah while Phillip is there, they're at the Titan offices. Kate says, don't tell Xander. And Sarah says to Kate and Phillip, you want me to lie to my husband? This looks like it's post-Christmas because she is up on her feet, walking on her own speed out of the wheelchair. And then we have Xander hugging Sarah at home that same day, and she's looking guilty. All right, other huge returns, one that you'll love, 2 that you may hate. So before we get into the big comebacks, just real quick, there's 3 scenes that didn't fit into any category. I'm going to rattle them off super quick because they are in the promo. Whispered secrets, Jada whispering something to Stephanie, Paulina saying, don't keep me in suspense, apropos of nothing. And Xander to Sarah in bed saying, brace yourself, it's about to get even better. Then we have a quick shot of Paul and Steve looking tense, Melinda Trask at the bistro looking happy, and Chad giving a little fist pump. No context on any of those. All right, the 2 comebacks you may not like. Teresa Donovan is back. Emily O'Brien has a short appearance as Teresa Donovan. Looks like maybe when she's out of prison, and then she is gone. And then Emily O'Brien confirmed she is back for longer as Gwen Rizchek. And here's the comeback that you are going to love. Bo Brady is out of the coma. Here's what's weird about it, though. Hope plops down on the couch next to Julie and says, I can't believe Bo Brady is going to walk through that door. And Julie says, you still get butterflies? And Hope says, every time. Why isn't Hope wherever Bo is? Why is she sitting there waiting on Bo? Anyway, all right. So there is a lot to unpack. It looks like really, really good stuff. And don't forget that in the middle of all of this, there is that writing regime change. Ron Carlivati is out, and I don't know the exact date, but I will be keeping an eye on it, and we'll let you guys know. Drop your comments.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.